So viewers, what I've done is that I've temporarily installed the battery on the bottom, and I've got the scooter here on the stands so that the wheel is free to rotate. Now I'm going to tune this engine. This screw over here is for the RPM. Before I tune the engine, I have to increase the RPM slightly, and I have to make sure that the scooter is warmed up, the engine is warmed up for at least 5 minutes or so that we get the proper tuning once the engine is warmed up. Okay, so now I have noted the rotations of the screw. There is the screw. I had noted it initially. Okay, so I hope you are able to see this screw over here, this one. So this is the adjustment screw. It is about 3 rotations from the complete stop position. So how you do that is you rotate this, you first note the position that the screw is in, so that in case of any wrong tuning you come back to the original position. So I'll rotate the screw clockwise. That's half a turn, 1 turn, 1.5, now you see that the engine is about to die down. Basically what we're doing is that the mixture is getting richer over here. That's 2 turns, that's 2.5 turns, so this is why we have to increase the RPM. This is why we have to increase the RPM so that the engine does not die on itself once we are tuning the engine. Okay, so that was 2.5. And there we are. That is now about 2 3/4 of rotation, and the screw is completely closed. So basically now there is actually no air going into the carburetor. It is only fuel, rich fuel mixture. Now I'll start to rotate this screw anti-clockwise, and we'll see where we get the maximum RPM. So the trick is to rotate it about half initially, or I can go straight away to around 1.5 turn, and then from there I will rotate it only by a quarter, that is 90-degree rotation, and then wait for some time for the RPM to stabilize. So here we go. That is about coming back to half a turn. That is 1 turn. And that is 1.5. So as the air starts to go into the carburetor, we see that the mixture is getting richer. The mixture is getting leaner, and the RPM has also started to increase. So let me reduce the RPM a bit. Anja, can you pass me the screwdriver? Let me reduce the RPM a bit. Okay. So we were at 1.5. Now we are going to increase it further to 2. I am looking for the maximum RPM. That is a quarter turn, waiting for some time. So that is now we are down to 2 turns anti-clockwise. The RPM is still increasing. Okay, now a quarter turn. Another quarter turn. So I have opened the screw 3 turns anti-clockwise. So there is not much change in RPM over here. So basically we have achieved a stoichiometric ratio, as we call it, which is around 15:1, 15 parts of air and 1 part of fuel at or about 2.5 turns. However, if we continue to run the engine at that setting, so it will consume a lot of fuel. So we have to lean it a little bit in order to have good fuel consumption. And if you want more power, you will have to increase it to closer to stoichiometric ratio in order to, or towards the richer side of the setting. Okay, let me adjust the RPM. Hamza, can you start the scooter for me? Let's see how the starting goes from here. Starting is good. Idle RPM seems fine. Also, the pickup is fine. But I think I should close it about half a turn. I feel I've leaned it too much.